Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So House Repub just voted in favor, to give Donald Trump the power to deport US citizens. You heard that right. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you have a passport, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen by paper. If you have an accent like me and I suspect you of something, you could be deported just like that. No protection, no second chance. Your citizenship right now means nothing. Your paperwork irrelevant. I highly doubt that Americans by paper are sleeping peacefully after hearing this. Living under that kind of pressure, that kind of stress, that's not freedom, guys. If you're an African person living in US by paper, American by paper, please retain. That's fear dressed up in red, white, and blue. Now, here's what's really interesting. Before Trump, most of the backlash and reactions were coming a lot from, the black community, okay? But this time around, it's different. It looks like a lot of white folks are realizing the ground beneath them isn't as solid as they thought. Yeah, so these reactions are coming from, the white community. So let's take a look at them. And please let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. We're going to continue this chart. I'm gonna give my own 2 cents at the end of this video. Let's watch this.
You could be deported even if you are an American citizen. They just voted to make it easier to deport American citizens. Every single Republican on the House Judiciary Committee just voted that would allow U.S. citizens to be detained and be deported without due process protection. Have an accent, your name sounds foreign, if you don't have proof of citizenship on you, or if ICE just thinks you're not American, could be detained, deported, disappeared. It's a dictatorship. Quietly, paper by paper with these bills. Vote by vote, you're not looking. This is not being an alarmist. This is what's actually happening. Show up tomorrow for May Day, call your reps, hound the fuck out of them, support independent journalism, help others know what's going on. Amplify these messages. We are in the fight of our lives. And hey, if you're white and you get too much of a tan, you too.
News, and this is real. Trump has already started deporting immigrants to Rwanda, and now he's working on deals to send them to other countries like Libya, Benin, Moldova, and Mongolia, countries with no connection to people being deported there. Why? Because he wants to remove over 1 million immigrants a year, and he needs somewhere to send them. At least one Iraqi migrant has already been dumped in Rwanda. Leaked memos show Trump's team offered cash payments to countries to take people off our hands. This is about intimidation, it's about punishment, and it's about outsourcing deportation like it's a global business deal. This isn't just a Trump thing. This could become a new normal if we don't speak up. Follow me on Instagram and Substack for the full story. This is like
Well, guess what? Every single Republican on the House Judiciary Committee just voted to allow Trump to deport American citizens. American citizens. What have I been telling you guys? We're in trouble. We are literally at the point where injustice has become law, and he's just going to start disappearing people he doesn't like. Judges, politicians, artists, lawyers, activists, influencers, you name it. If you've spoken out against him loud enough, he's coming for you. I could really, really use your help in my Get Out of This Country fund. If you could please add this shirt to that cart, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
We need to talk about what was voted on today by the House Judiciary Committee. I've got so much content planned out. I feel like at this point, something happens every single day where shit hits the fan, and I'm like, we need to talk about this instead. I know everyone's talking about it, but I want to break it down for you because a lot of the panic right now, while warranted, is a little misleading. They voted to advance a legislative package that significantly expands immigration enforcement powers. A lot of the headlines I'm seeing right now, or like video captions, are saying that they voted to deport U.S. citizens. So let's talk about it. During the committee deliberations, Democrats proposed an amendment to explicitly prohibit any U.S. citizens from being deported, specifically by ICE. The amendment was rejected, which is why everyone's freaking out. Like, why are we rejecting that? There was no ruling saying that we could, but also no ruling that said they can't. Instead, they increased funding immigration enforcement by $46.5 billion. Someone calling Elon Musk, aren't we supposed to be cutting wasteful spending? This is for that dumb border wall and also to deport people. Did you hear that I said billion? 46.5 billion? Wow, think of all the things that are being cut from Americans. So no one is overreacting. This is a dangerous legal precedent. I know people on the right will come back and have all sorts of excuses and say we're fear-mongering, that it's not their intention at all to deport legal citizens. It reminds me of the IVF bill. Republicans say over and over again, I want you to have access to IVF, but vote against a bill protecting IVF. I digress. Deporting U.S. citizens is unconstitutional. Or rejecting language that would affirm that protection opens doors to reinterpretation, raises questions about the administration's exploitation. They could detain or remove citizens by mistake, even with intent, without prosecution. This has been done historically. If you've been watching my History Echo series, you should know this. Governments chip away at clear legal protections to justify order and protecting its people. This bill supports deporting 1 million people per year, detaining up to 100,000 individuals at a time. This is a real threat to due process. That it's already not hard, wrongful detentions will be harder to contest. Citizens without ID, legal representation could just be swept up. I'm talking unhoused people, the Latino community, and Black immigrants. Like, everyone is at danger here. We are already seeing this happen, and they're just making it okay by law. We've seen this in Germany. We've seen this in the Stalinist USSR and the Japanese internment camps. So I've been talking about this. The refusal to reaffirm that U.S. citizens cannot be deported is not a loophole. It's a warning sign. In history, authoritarianism doesn't usually start with mass violence. It starts with small, strategic absences of language, protection, and accountability. Give me ideas in the comments for protest signs. I hope you'll be hitting the streets tomorrow, because now is our time to speak up before it's too late.
You know, just when you think things can't get any crazier, they do. House Republicans on the Judiciary Committee just voted to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens. They voted to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens, not undocumented immigrants, U.S. citizens. This isn't fear-mongering. This is real. This isn't about immigration anymore. It's about authoritarian power. We're talking about stripping Americans born here or naturalized of their citizenship rights. These are sitting members of Congress sounding the alarm. What they want is unchecked power, the ability to decide who belongs in this country and who doesn't. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. If they can deport one U.S. citizen, they can deport any of us for any reason, for dissent, for organizing, for being critical of our government, for being critical of the president, or for simply existing. This is the moment to wake up. Everybody better get on the phone, call your representatives, demand that they condemn this and to act fast. The Constitution doesn't protect us if we stay silent.
All right, things are off the rails. You need to share this information. Eric Swalwell, senator from California, just got out of his committee meeting, and he reported that every single Republican has voted to deport U.S. citizens, to take citizens of the United States and send them to another country, to a prison, who knows? I don't know how to make it any more clearer that we are entering 1930s Germany. That's what they did. They took German citizens and sent them to Poland, to camps. And that's what Republicans want to do. Do we understand now how their intentions are to turn this country into a fascist dictatorship? Now, this would have to go through the House and the Senate to pass, but this is their intentions. They're on board with sending U.S. citizens. They're not saying which crimes they would even be guilty of, and send them out of this country. So what is it? They're just going to choose who they want to send there, just like they did in Germany? This is dangerous. This information needs to be shared. Call your reps and senators, see if they care. This is awful.
It's time to speak up. Today, April 30th, 2025 is the day we can say we went full-fledged authoritarianism. We've been seeing this for a while, lots of acts towards it, but today something remarkable happened. So you see, there was a Judiciary Committee meeting on the Republicans' border defense reconciliation package, and one of our Democratic representatives introduced an amendment. The amendment was simple, that ICE not be allowed to use U.S. taxpayer dollars to detain and deport United States citizens. And the amendment failed. Let that sink in. The Republican-led committee voted down the amendment protecting American citizens from being unlawfully exiled by their government. They didn't just refuse safeguards. They didn't just refuse to give us our rights. They gave ICE a blank check to strip United States citizens of their freedom, of their country, of their legal identity, and we pay for it with our taxpayer dollars. This is not a clerical error. This is not a mistake. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a conscious choice to keep the deportation machine running full throttle with no checks whatsoever, and not even being a citizen protects you any longer. There's no due process, no safeguards, no limits, no checks. We are living under a state terror regime. Our country has fundamentally changed. And this is not what happens in a representative democracy. This is not about immigration. This is about authoritarianism. This is not about border security. It's about state-sponsored terror. And that's the United States we live in now. Everybody needs to go out tomorrow, May 1st, to the protest. We need to show this administration that there are more of us than there are of them. Go love your neighbor.
Okay, so there you have it. House Republicans have voted, to allow Trump to deport American citizens. Yes, like I said, you heard that right. It's the truth. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not saying this to scare anybody. The reactions that you have watched are made by real people, who are feeling this, who are feeling the pressure. They are telling. The reactions are telling. And scrolling through TikTok, I have seen countless clips from black folks who've heard the news, but they're not as shocked. This is why a lot of black Americans, black women especially, have been urged everyone to vote wisely. Not just because, for themselves, but for the sake of other people, for the sake of everyone. Okay? There's not much to say on this topic. I heard that anyway. Let me not go in that direction. That's a video for another day. I'm just gonna try and communicate to my Africans, brothers and sisters who are in America and have gained citizenship, by just being there, Guys, my African brothers and sisters in America, those who gained citizenship that side, I think maybe it's time you start considering coming back home, Come back to Africa and help it develop, The stress you must be going through after hearing this, with everything that has been happening, is unimaginable. I mean, I came across a TikTok video that truly shocked me. A brother was standing in front of his house. I think, that was the front, back, rather, I'm not sure. The setup of these American homes, those guys don't have wall fences like we do here. So I don't know if it was in front or the backyard, I'm not sure. So ICE showed up, They were kicking his door, back door, front door, and they probably thought no one was home, I guess. So he rushed over to see what was happening. From front, he rushed back, I don't know, to the front, back, whatever. Luckily, he was a black American. He's black American. And I guess I'm guessing they left him alone because of his American accent. You know, they left him so calmly, and I can say I think they were ashamed or embarrassed or something, because he was on them like this. He called them names and they did nothing. I couldn't help it but wonder, what if he had been a Latino or an African with an accent? What could have happened then? You know, this guy recording the entire incident, the video is on TikTok right now. So imagine it was one of you, my African sister or my African brother. Your papers at this point, I think it means nothing. Just come back home. Africa is not that bad, you know? Yeah. Otherwise, this is the reality a lot of you are going to be facing after this. When it becomes law, you know, citizenship by paper doesn't seem to offer the protection it once did. Just come back home. Come back home, guys. Come back, we develop Africa together. Yeah, so this floor is open for you guys. I don't have much to say on this topic. I guess I just brought those videos to share what is happening, like the latest news. Yeah, and I want you to let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. You know, share your thoughts, your experience, and yeah, let's just talk about this, because I think things are getting ugly over there on your side, guys. Sure. Right, I know America is, I don't know, and I've come across videos. You know, I learn a lot through TikTok. American dream is not an American dream anymore. At this point, I think since last year, you know, I was once a person who wanted to settle, have a family in the US, because, you know, it's the US, the American dream. But at this point, even if you pay me to come there, free visa, with everything that I'm reading, I'm seeing, I don't think I'll take that chance. Yeah, I would rather stay here in Africa. Yeah. Let me know what you think about this, guys, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you will be notified. I will definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.